I've had requests for commentary on my 137 ball run from last week. So I'm going to do that, but a little bit different. I'm not going to have my face on the screen, and I do not have my yellow marker. I'm not going to mark on the screen. I'm not going to pause the video. Let's just let it run. And this is really the first time that I've sat down and just watched the whole thing through. And since I ran 137 a week ago. So let me do that now, and let's see how much I can remember about this run. So, looks like right now I'm probably committing to the 12 ball as the break ball. Normally, you're going to want to work top down. I think all the balls are wide open. So there's no danger as that. But what I'm looking at is the 12, 13 are a little bit congested. And then I got to get the 8 ball. The 8 ball is a huge priority. So I think on this 2 ball, I want to come up high enough. Yeah. So I'm going to shoot that 12, and I want to either move the 8, or if it goes by the 11, I'll draw back and play position for the 8. So even though there were no tied up balls, there are still what I would call problems that you need to deal with, and the 8 ball was the problem. So it's natural to go from the 8 to the 13. Now I can start working from top down, but still there's one problem, and that's that, is that the 11? Yeah, the 11 ball. Because the 12 ball is my break ball, and the 11 is that in that quadrant below the 12 that you don't want any balls for your end pattern. So I'm hitting this shot real soft to play the 12. Now, if you look at the remaining 5 balls, the 1, 3, 5, 14, 10, I kind of want to get my cue ball right in the middle of those. It's like a circle of balls. And so I'm going to go 2 rails between the 1 and 10. I'm going to have a shot on the 10, the 1, or the 3 after this. And so these last 5 could be run in a number of ways. I think I prefer, I'm going to shoot the 3. Yeah. I think I prefer the 5 as a key ball, but the 1 can work. So can the other stripes. I don't have a definitive pattern yet. I mean, yeah. I like shooting the 10 now, and maybe even drawing into the 5, because you can go 10, 1, 14, 5. I hope you see that pattern. It's kind of a stop shot pattern. Well, I didn't really move the 5. I think drawing into the 5 would be better. That would have improved it as a key ball. And now I've got to shoot the 14 while I'm elevated over the 5, so that's not good. And then I can't play good position for the 5. I mean for the 1 ball, because the 5's in the way, so I had to make sure I didn't get hidden behind that 5. So now I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing that you could play this 2 ways. You could shoot the 5 now, then shoot the 1 and draw or follow over for your break shot. Or I went and looked at the angle of the 5 to the bottom right corner pocket. Yeah. So the 5 ball, the stop shot on the 1 gives me an angle on the 5. So I have the proper angle now to just tap this 5 in, go to the rail, and come out. I love going to the rail and coming out when you don't have a stop shot, because you can kind of gauge how far you're going to come. Oh, cool! I sped up the racking of the balls. I'm using the AccuRack, so I've got the little donuts on the table, so I'm getting tight racks, and I'm sure that helped with this run. This is a stun. Yeah, just don't get carried away. Don't try and get the balls spread over the entire table. Just keep the cue ball under control. That was just a stun into the side of the rack and a little drawback. So now I have a cluster to deal with. The 9 ball might be a break ball for the next rack, but I've got to figure a way to get at these balls. What am I looking at? I think I'm looking at the 9 to open these up, but the 2 ball is kind of in the way of where I want to be. I'm trying to remember what I did. Oh, this is position for the 6. So I'm going to shoot the 6 and draw back, because I can use the 9 to open the other balls, but I don't even have to do that, because if I get the right angle on the 9, then I can shoot the 9 to the right, shoot the 4 to the left, and bump the 11 down. And so I don't have to shoot any kind of a re-break shot. So I think that's what I'm doing right now. I'll probably shoot the 9 right now. Yeah. So I'm going to go look at the angle. So rather than running into these balls, I'm picking them apart. And whenever it's possible to pick up balls apart, that's better than running into them. Oh, and I'm shooting the 2 ball. Oh, no, that was a 9, yeah. Oops. I think I got a little too low to shoot the 4. Oh, okay. No, I did that on purpose. Yeah, because now I have the 2 ball to get on the 4. Or the 3. Probably the 4, though. Now, I can run. I think I want to run into the 3, because the 5's a good break ball, but it's a little close. And I can just knock the 3 over. into the 5. Maybe now I'll use the 3 ball as my break shot, but regardless, that shot gives me position on the 13. So you see how I didn't have to bump those balls to open them up? Just pick them apart when you can. So again, the 3 and the 5 are the break balls, so the 7 and the 1 are in the quadrant below the break ball that I want to get rid of those. And I didn't look at this very carefully. I've actually got a pretty sharp angle on this 1, so that cue ball is going to go flying. And so I think about going from the 1 to the 11, but I think I just tapped this in. Yeah. Because I can play the 3 now if I want. I can play the 10 if I want. But I think I'm going to play the 7. I like the 10 as a key ball for the 3 ball break shot or the 5. But there's no K2 for it, so it's not a great one. It wouldn't be wrong to shoot the 10 right now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so I'm breaking with the 5. I like that 12 as the key ball now. Well, I guess I'm going to use the 10, or thinking about using it. It's a tricky one because you got to land on that 10 just right. Right now I'm a little frustrated because I wanted to get closer to straight in. I wanted to shoot the 11 and get an angle on the 10 to just slide up table, or angle on the 12 to slide up table for the 10 in the side. Didn't get it, so now I'm a little bit, what am I going to do? So I'm going to have to go 3 rails around that stripe below the rack, which isn't a big deal, but you're always nervous about hitting it too hard and ending up hidden behind the 5. Yeah, see me motioning with my hand, slow down. Oh, I remember this shot. So I got 2 straight on this 12. This is why that 10 ball is a terrible key ball without a K2 to get on it well. Because I had the wrong angle, so now I'm trying to follow it, and get the cue ball way up to center table, and obviously I came way short. So this is often a run ender right here. I've got to follow the cue ball to the side well with left English, inside English, to try and straighten it out and bring it back down table without coming past the shot line of the 5. And I overdid it, so I've got way too big of an angle on this 5. All you can do on this 5, you know you're going to hit this 5 with a high ball, right? So ignore the rack, ignore everything else. Imagine where the cue ball would go if the rack wasn't there, and that helps you cut it thin enough to make it. And then you just hit it with a medium stroke. And that worked out really well. Wow, that's nice. No great break shot. The 12 and 1 are both low. They'll work, but they're low. So I've decided right away I'm just going to clear the up table balls. 6, 14, 2. Just get rid of them. No need. I have to trust that I'm going to have the talent and skills to manufacture a break ball and get through the balls on the bottom of the table. The up table balls don't help with that, and they're not insurance. Just clear them off, and then I'll figure out. So now I've got to look, where am I going to? I don't remember what I do here. The 9, 11 are tied up on the right side. The 4, 13 aren't really a problem, because if the cue ball gets to the left of them, the 4 and the 13 both go in the bottom right. The 7 is kind of trapped by the 12, so that's a little bit of an issue. Okay, so I'm going to the 10. That's good. The 10 goes in the side, but it's also kind of a trouble ball. It's one of those balls that's near the rail, so I'm getting rid of that. Oh, yeah, so I recognize that the 4, 13 goes in the bottom right, so I use the 10 to get on that. That's good. Can I draw back and move the 12 and make it a better break ball? I'm not sure what I'm doing. Oh, I hit the 7. Okay, so I moved the 7 because the 7 was in a bad place. It was tied up with the 12. So now those are both open. What is going on here? Oh, maybe I'm trying to knock the 1 up? Oh, okay, I had a good angle to follow past the 1 to open those other 2 balls. That's good. So now I have a shot on the 4 and the 1, but what is my break ball? No, what am I doing here? I might use the 9 ball as a break ball. Oh, I bet I'm going to, yeah, I was trying to make the 3 ball into a key ball for the 12. That's what I was doing there. I mean, I could break with the 12, the 1, or the 9. Of those, believe it or not, I prefer the 9. And the reason why I'm shooting the 11 is, once again, you got a ball in the quadrant below a break ball. You got to get rid of it. So it's easy to come across the table and have a shot on the 12 or the 7. I don't know which ball I use here. It looks to me like 7, 1, 9, or 9, 1, and use the 8 ball as the key ball to get on the 12. Because you can get an angle to go straight up table, or you can get a shallower angle and follow 2 rails out of that left corner and get on the 12. Oh, what is this? Oh, get another 9. Oh, I remember this. So I'm mad at myself again because I wanted to get straight on the 12. I don't know why I didn't. Well, okay. So again, like the last rack where I had to go 3 rails around instead of an easy stop shot, I've got to bring the cue ball now between the 12 and the 8. But I can't, I got to make sure I don't land on the rail, on the left rail, because I need to draw the cue ball when I shoot the 8. And I also don't want to come down so far that I'm straight in on the 8, because then I won't have an angle to get on the break shot. So that was a recovery shot. It didn't look like anything, but I was out of line there. This is a good shot. This is a good angle, I should say, on this 8 ball. All I got to do is draw back. You want to use a lot of right English. Right English gets the cue ball to open wider off the second rail to ensure that you don't get too straight in on that 12, which I certainly accomplished. But this is a fantastic angle on this 12 ball. This is high left English. I hope I put left English on it because you really need left. You want to get that cue ball to stay, maybe go back up into the pack. Or yeah, see how that left English killed it? And then the 5 ball went up table. Watch my rack of the week for March 12th. I talk about that corner ball on the top of the rack going up table. Anyway, a little bit fortunate. I've got a couple of easy shots, even though my cue ball went way up table. What I don't have, now that was just cinching that ball. I'm not going to play real fine position. I know I'm going to have a follow-up shot. But I don't have a good break ball, and that can happen on fast tables when you hit the rack hard. They spread too much, and you don't have a break ball. So, again, I've got an issue here. I've got to find something. I can use the 2 ball as a below-the-rack break shot. But with 4 balls in the rack area, you're really looking to bump one of the... Yeah, and that's what I'm doing right there. See, that shot was the purpose of getting a shot on the 8, staying low. Oh, but it's not. I thought I would shoot the 8 and bump the 11 or the 7. I guess I don't have that. Oh, so there we go. So that was an attempt to manufacture a break ball. I probably was trying to hit the 8. You see that? If I shoot that ball and hit the 8, I might knock it over or off the 10 and over, and then my insurance ball is the 13 back the other way. So that didn't work. So what am I going to do now? Got to find some way to bump the 10 or the 8 to make a break ball. And I'm elevated over the 10. So I don't want to sacrifice pocketing this ball. You just got to make the ball. So I made sure to hit it hard enough. And as usually happens, you undercut those when you're elevated. So now what am I going to do? Now I'm checking the rack to see if the 10 is clear. Maybe I'll just commit to the 10. Yeah. I think I remember that. The 10 is clear, so I'm going to commit to that. So now I'm taking a look. What are my priorities for the end pattern? If the 10 is the break ball, probably get rid of the 9. You need to clear the 9 so the 6 goes, unless if you land between them and shoot the 6 in the upper corner. But that's the first priority, I think. Yeah, I bet I'm going to go from the 2 to the 9 right now. I don't like the 7 either. I always say a ball that's close to the break ball like that, whether it's above it or below it, that's the break ball's brother, and you want to get rid of that. Okay, that was an interesting choice. What am I doing here? Oh, I'll use the stripe in the side to get to the 1, because the 1's an up-table ball. You don't want to wait to the end to go get that. Nope, I'm cueing low. I'm not sure. Oh, nope, there we go. Cueing high now. So this is probably 1-4 or 4. Yeah, it's got to be the 1 ball. So I'm leaving the 6-9 to the end. I don't like that, but sometimes you just don't have so many options. Okay, playing position for the 4 ball, knowing that if I don't land real good on it, I'll have the 11. I think I'm committing. Well, I don't know. I might be using the 7 as a key ball, maybe not. But from now, you've got to go to the 9, I would think. You can shoot the 4 and go to the 9-6, and then you have the 11 and the 7 to go back to the left side pocket. Looks like I'm going to leave it and shoot the 11 and go to the 6. You know, there's a number of ways to do this, but the most important thing is don't miss. So I like this. I finally went between the 6 and the 9. So I'm going to shoot the 9 in the upper corner and just try and hold the cue ball as close as I can to where it is there. Okay. Okay, well, yeah. So once you've done that, you've got to go 9-7-4. And so you saw me look at the angle into the side pocket. This is not ideal. If you land on the wrong side of this 7, you're going to have to bump your break ball. That is not good. So I'm making sure to get below the shot line to that 7, which I did. So a number of different ways here. You can follow to the top rail and down. This is like the first rack. That ball that's hanging out in the center table to shoot into the side pocket is a terrible key ball if you don't have a good K2 to lead to it. So I remember this. I draw to the side rail because I know that I'm going to be close to straight in the upper left, which I accomplished. I think I have to cut it just a tiny bit to my right, which is ideal because then I can just move the cue ball a very short distance and I'm on that 10. Now, when you've got a high break ball, when you've got a high break ball that's close to the rack, you do not want an inside angle. So I've got an outside angle here. That's a higher percentage for pocketing, and I'm gonna slam my cue ball into that 9 and try and hold it there or stun it up table a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Once again, don't try and spread the balls across the whole table. You don't need to do that. Just get 6 or 7 of them open and work from there. And this is more than 6 or 7. I think this is the result of having those donuts in the rack area rather than racking with a triangle. So I still have balls in the rack area. I have almost every single rack. But because of those donuts, they're not as clustered as they might have been. And they're a little bit more open. So you have more. Now this is a classic shot. 2 ball into those 4 balls. Try and make a break ball, which I didn't do. I hit it. If I would have hit the 11 ball a little bit fuller before I hit the 3 might have become a break ball. So once again, I don't have a good break ball here at all. Oh, I got a little aggressive there. Drawing into those 3. I was trying to hit the 8 ball full. That would have knocked the 11 over, and then the 14 would have been insurance. But, I mean, that was a risky shot, but not so risky. I had insurance balls everywhere. So once again, 5, I'm trying to run into the 11, make a break ball. And, oh, well, that's not ideal, but I'll take it. Oh, I remember this. I'm too straight on the 14 to do anything. I do not want to risk missing the 14 in an effort to try and get the cue ball off the rail and have an angle for the 7. So right here, the 7 and the cue ball are the same distance from the rail. So this is rail first. You've got to have this shot in your repertoire. When the balls are this close to the rail, it's a super high percentage shot if you practice it. So this is rail first with draw. I'm going to have a shot on the 9 or the 11 or a 9, 13, or 8 after this. I'm not sure which, but that's rail first a little. Well, I would have liked the cue ball to stun up across the rack area, but I'll take this. Now I've got a similar situation. The 3 and the 12 are on the right side of the rail, so you've got to shoot the 12 before the 3 goes, or move one of them, or get your cue ball in there somehow. I'm not sure about bumping that 12, but I did that to control the cue ball because I had such an angle on that ball on the side. I didn't want the cue ball to go flying around. So now it has to be a plan to deal with the 3-12. And I think, yeah, that's what this is. So I played this angle specifically to shoot the 8. And I'm trying to come up and bump the 3. It'd be really nice if I go to the rail first and bump it out so it goes into the side pocket. But any way that I bump the 3, I'm going to have a shot on the 12. And I remember this because I spin it too much and I bump the 12 instead of the 3. And so, but it worked out great. So when you're looking at this, now I'm finally seeing an end pattern. Finally. If you could turn those 4 balls all into cue balls, which one would you want to shoot for the 11 ball break shot? And it's the 6, of course. So it's 3, 12, what is that, the 14? I don't know what ball that is. The 3 on the side, and then this one, and then that stripe sets me up for the 6. And, I didn't quite come out far enough, but I'm going to do a little pinch stun forward. Pinch means left English, to throw that ball into the pocket and just punch forward just a tiny bit, like that. So like the last rack, now I've got a shot into the upper left with the correct angle to just just draw my cue ball straight at the break ball. This is a really high break ball. Really feels good. That is that rack? Yeah, rack 6. That's 70 balls. So I'm feeling good, and it occurs in my mind. Now it occurs I might get 100, but I put that out of my mind as quick as possible. This is just a high ball. You're going to hit the top balls. You want to go to the side rail and spin down like that, or spin off and down. That keeps you from scratching. Secondary collision stops the cue ball. Once again, I didn't blast it. I've got 6 balls in the rack area, but none of them are touching. So once again, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I can pick this apart. I don't have a great break ball. The 13 could be a break ball, but it's low. But I'm looking for a way to bump these, nudge them gently, and create a break ball. I don't need to blast into those to get them to come apart. So this is 8 ball. I don't know about that. I kind of like removing the 10 first and then shooting the 8, but this is what I did. So this is not opening a cluster. This is trying to make a break ball with the 7 as insurance. Whoa. And I hit that terrible. I would think I would have wanted to go into the 3 there. Yeah, that was, well, it was an awful result. If I hit the 5 thinner, I don't know. If I hit the 5 thinner, I might have ended up trapped with no shot. I remember this. I've got to use a double bridge. And I didn't think of it, but I've got a super tall bridge in my case, and I should have grabbed it. But this is a balancing act, man. So once again, I think this happened in the last rack or the one before. You cannot sacrifice. Don't try and get real good position here. Just make the ball. It's hard enough just to make the ball. So I'm really concentrating on holding those bridges steady, and I'm not going to hit this too soft. If you hit it too soft, then the cue ball and the object ball cling, you undercut it, and it rattles. So you got to hit it. I didn't hit it hard. I just gave it a good, positive forward stroke. So now I've got a shot on the 6, and I can work something out. And the 15 could be a break ball, but now the 1 and 2 are tied up. So what ball? I don't remember what I do here. I like getting a shot on the 3 from the right side of the table. If you get below the shot line to the 3, you can nudge those balls open and probably get the cue ball to go through and have another shot, but I'm not sure what I do. I think that was an attempt to draw back for the 3, and I didn't get it. So plan B, what am I going to do for plan B? The 10's a little thin. I'm not in that big of trouble. So I'm going to the left side of the table. What I'm looking at is that the 13 and the 12 both go to the bottom right. So I'm going to use the 14 to get on the 13 or the 12. So I'm cutting the 3, draw, left English, gets that ball to go nice and tight out of that corner, like that, and get on that 14. Now I'm coming over to look again. Now I can pinch that 14, and I probably want to get on, well, if you get on the 12 and you don't have an insurance ball back the other way, because the 13-9 is a combo. So I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to get on the 13 here. Yeah, 13. Now I can bump the 15 to, or I can follow, I don't know how straight I am, maybe I can follow between the 12, 15 and bump the 2. One of those 2 is going to open these up. Oh, I'm committing to the 15 as a break shot. Yeah. So I just a gentle follow to open those balls, knowing that I have the 9 ball back the other way as insurance, committing to the 15. So the 9 ball is in that quadrant below my break ball. So that's the ball you go to next. And I landed a little thin on it, but that's okay. Yeah, I pointed to where I wanted to get. I'm a little thin. The 2 balls open to the left and the right. The 1 ball's open to the left side. The 10 might have been a good K2, but I'm probably going to go to the 10 right now. I've got to hit this 9 ball pretty thin. So I think I'm going to play to the cue ball to hit the side rail above the side pocket. That way you don't end up with a big angle on that 10 ball. Oh my God, what did I do? What was I doing there? Yeah, well, that was a mistake. The shot there was to play the cue ball to hit the side rail above the 10, the side pocket. Then you can shoot the 10 and go to the 1 and the 2 and then the 1, the 5, and then the whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That was a terrible mistake. What am I going to do? Oh, I remember this now. Okay, 2 rails out of the corner of 15. What I'm trying to go do now is go 15, 1, 10. And when I shoot the 10, I need to be pretty straight because I got to draw the cue ball back to give myself an angle to shoot the 1 in the side and go into the rack. So this is definitely a recovery pattern. Boy, what a whopper of a mistake that was. I had a really good chance of having a nice end pattern, and I really butchered it. But you got to put it out of your mind and say, okay, what do I have now? What does the table present? And try and get there. So now I'm trying to make sure I get nice and straight on that 5, but I don't want to hide myself behind the 1. Good. Nope, I came too far. Oh. Now I'm cutting the 5 ball to my left, which is horrible because now I've got to tap it so gently so that I end up straight on the 10. This is so hard. And see how much I had to cut it? Well, I overcut it, which is also part of the reason why it came out too far. So now this is way difficult because I can shoot the 10 and try and hold the cue ball right there, but I've got to use a lot of left spin to throw the 10 ball in and to pull the cue ball up above the shot line to the 1. And I just decided I got too much angle to do that. I needed to be much straighter. So this is recovery shot, what, number 4 or 5 for this rack. So I'm going to go over and look at the shot line, I think. Maybe I'm not going to go look. I should go look to the shot line, to the 1 ball in the right side pocket. Because if I get above that shot, yeah, there we go. So if I get there, then I can shoot the 1 in the right side and go 2 rails out of the right corner into the bottom of the stack. Definitely not what I wanted to be shooting, but so just you don't want to hit this too soft because you can't shoot it if you're against the rail. You got to cue at the bottom of the cue ball. So I just barely got there. The danger here is your cue ball hits the bottom of the rack, goes to the side rail, and comes back over behind the rack, and you have no shot. So I'm trying to put a lot of spin on it, right spin. Maybe that cue ball will come off the side rail and go up a little. Yeah. As it is, it slowed it down a little bit, and I have a shot on the 6. I am happy as a clam to have this shot because by all rights, the run should have been over. But look at that 8 ball and the 5 ball and the 14. Oh, man. All I got to do is roll this ball in, and I'm going to be good to go. Now, this right here, I have a choice. I can shoot the 9 and get shape on the 8 to go into the balls, or I can shoot the 9 and try to come back across and get an angle on the 14 or the 5 to open the rack. And I say to myself, I got an angle now. I'm going to shoot it now. Don't risk not getting the right angle later. That shot is no harder than a couple of the break shots I shot earlier in this run. You already have position. Don't try and play position for a position that you already have. So there you go. Now look how much those balls opened, and once again, no good break balls. But immediately I saw this. Low angle on the 7 gets me a shot on the 3, a shot to make the 3 into a break ball. I hit it too full. I needed to hit it more on the edge. So once again, I've got a super high break ball, either the 3 or the 8, and I'm not happy about it. The 13 was my insurance, but so I can shoot the 13 and draw into the 10. I'm actually a little thin on the 13 to do that. I can do that, but I risk hitting the 15 even if I draw the ball. And I could knock the 15 to the right, the 10 up table, and now I'm going to have a tough shot with the cue ball on the rail. So that's the reason why I don't shoot that. So right now I'm looking at an Efren shot, high left, or just left, yeah. Go into the side of the 15 and use the left English to spin the cue ball back up. I don't execute it as well as Efren, and I'm lucky. I've got a shot on the 4. That's what I want to shoot because it's an easy shot. But I've got to spin the cue ball up with left, and that scratch in the left side pocket is huge. You just got to hit it so well to not bump it. Yeah, I'm looking at the line. To not bump another ball. I don't want to mess up my break shot again. I don't want to hit a ball and end up in no man's land. And I'm just looking at it. Come on, there's got to be something better. Now, I could shoot the 3, but it's a sharper cut than it looks, and I'm risking hitting my break ball. I'd like to use that 15 as a break ball. And then so use your feet and walk around. You got to walk around. And then I noticed that 5 ball's a hanger. So here's one time where that up table ball is an insurance ball. It really helped me out. And, well, I wanted to draw that straight back, not like that. So that was a little careless because I would have liked to be in the center of the table, not over there. But I'm happy to be still alive. So this is pocketing the 2 because it's the easiest ball to make, and just come off the bottom rail, come up. I'm going to have the 9, the 8, or the 4, like this. So now the 10 ball, you could shoot the 11 and use the 10 as the key ball for the 15 break shot, but and the 11 isn't great because, once again, there's no K2 across from the 11 to use. Oh, this is positioned on the 3 because I don't want to shoot that 3 in the side. So I shot that shot to get on the 3 in the bottom right corner. That makes that 3 ball easy to shoot. Now, I could use the 10 as the key ball now, or I could play position for the 10 now. No, I'm using the 10 as the key ball. Okay, so this is going to be 9, 4, 8. That's terrible. You don't want to go from the 4 to the 8, so you can't do that. Do I shoot the 10 here? If I shoot the 10, what's my key ball? It'd have to be the 9. So once again, this is a pretty non-traditional end pattern. So I'm just coming across because I didn't want to shoot the 9. And I've got a shot on the 4 or the 9 right now. I could shoot, but once again, if I shoot the 9, how do you play position from the 4 to the 8 to get back on the 15 break shot? Maybe I'm going to break with the 8 ball. That's not the end of the world. I don't remember what I do here. Oh, that's a good shot. 4, 8, 9. That's how you do it. I forgot about that. You got to walk around to see those things, but that was a high percentage. Even if the key ball came more to the left, I could shoot the 8 ball and go to the side rail and out and get the right angle on the 9. So I used the 8 ball as the K2, knowing that the 9 goes in the left side. That was pretty smart. I didn't see it. I didn't see it on my rewatch. Nice. Okay, parallel, well, just a hair inside. I wonder if I don't shoot low on the cue ball here. I don't remember. A high ball here, you're going to be up table. Yeah, I'm shooting low. I might end up table anyway. It looked like I was cueing it low and it went high. I must have just shot kind of a center ball. And notice I didn't blast it again. Well, you can do that when the balls are opening up. Look at that. 4 balls in the rack area and they're not touching. That's what that's what that AccuRack does for you. I like shooting the 1 ball now. The 13 will go in the side, I think. Maybe it won't. But I don't know if I'm not cueing very well over those balls. I don't know if I want to go into the center, into the rack area balls. No, I'm just coming up here. Jeez, I almost missed that ball. So the 3 gets me on the 9. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. What does that provide for me? So I think I want to use the 3 to bump the 2 over, don't I? Or bump the 9. I could use the 9 to bump the 4 down and make it a better break ball. And then the 12 in the left side is a insurance. Or the 8 ball might be. I'm not sure what I do. That's what I see right now. But I have break balls. The 7 and 13 are break balls. So I don't really... Okay, so I'm going to bump the 2. I hope I bump this softly. Just draw it so you hit the edge of that 2. Don't move that 2 very far. You just want to clear your access to the 4. Yeah, I hit it kind of far, but that's okay. Because it goes to the bottom left right now if I wanted to. I could shoot the 12 and draw into the top of the balls, but that's reckless. You don't need to do that. Pick these balls apart. Find a smarter way to go at it. I'm not sure what I do. I might end up drawing into the... I might shoot that 12. No, I got to use the 2 ball. Get an angle on the 8, I think. Yep, get an angle on the 8. So there's no good insurance ball. You really want a ball into the bottom right corner on this shot. I'm going to try to run into the 11, I think. But you got to do this a little bit harder. See that? A little bit harder to make sure your cue ball comes clear. I would have had a shot on the 12 in the upper left or the 6 in the upper right if I didn't get a shot on this 10. But the shot on the 10 is the right shot. I've got 2 break balls. Ooh, what am I doing? Oh, I guess I was getting ready to say I might use that 13 as the key ball, but no, I'm using the 13 to get to the 6, 14 and the 4. Yeah. Ooh, gee, I hit that pretty wide. The 11 and the 7, either one can be a break ball, and the other one works as a key ball for the other. So that pair is good to leave. Just want to pick a good pattern here. What's a good stop shot pattern? 14, 6, 4, 5, 12. Could that be it? Yeah, looks like it might be. Number of ways to do it. The 5 isn't ideal for getting on the 12. But of course it can work if you move the cue ball well. Oh, so I'm going to go 5, 4. That's much better. Because the 4 leads much more naturally to the 12. Is that what I'm going to do or change my mind? Nope, changing my mind. Okay, I want to shoot the 5 in the... Ooh. I don't have much of an angle on this 5. I mean, I have too much angle on this 5 to hold for the 12. How am I doing this? Okay, I don't understand. Oh, was I trying to get straight in on the 12 on the right side? Yeah, I'm not happy with myself, so whatever I was trying to do, yeah, that wasn't the best pattern. I like shooting the 5. You draw back, and then you have the 4, and you just bounce off the rail, and you have the 12 on the side. Then it's easy to play position for the 12, and it's easy to play position for the 7 or 11 as a key ball. I've got to go to the bottom rail and draw up to center table. So I'm not sure which one's my break ball and which one's my key. That's a recovery shot. Ooh, and I hit that terrible. I didn't commit to that shot. I kind of jumped up as I was shooting it. That was not good. You want your cue ball to go straight down and straight back up, and I kind of hit the first diamond by the corner pocket. So now I can't tap the 11 in and hold for the 7 ball break shot. So I'm shooting the 7 to go twice across of 3 rails. 1, 2, 3. And I'm worried about the scratch, but no, I kept it good. So that worked out really well, but that was a recovery shot. But that's a high percentage shot, actually. You need that thin cut where you go across the table twice. So looks like I'm cueing low. I got to cue low on this ball, don't I? No, I don't have to. Yeah, I did, though. I did. I like that. So I could tell that I was going to hit that ball full and go to the side rail. 2 balls in the rack area. That's wonderful. The 1 ball's a break ball, a little high, but it'll work. The 15 will work. Oh, yeah, this is a last rack. This is the last full rack. I remember I get on the 15. It looks low, but I like it, and I'm tired of shooting these high break balls. The 14 and the 4 both go to the left, or at least the 14 does. So I don't have to bump anything here, I don't think. Am I going to the up table balls or no? Well, I might have been, but elevated over the 10, I'm not shooting that 9. I mean, there's no need to when you have easier shots. Yeah. So the shots that I'm shooting now are for the purpose of getting on that 4. That's what that one was. I would have gone 9-3, come down table and use something else to get on the right side of the table to shoot that 4. But that's what this was all about. So I probably want to go to the rail and shoot the 14 next, but I could go, you can go a number of ways. Yeah, coming back across so I can shoot the 14 or the 6. I could shoot the 1 right now for that matter. But now you want to shoot the 2 ball back to the left. I might shoot this combination. It's easy from there. That clears things up. Nope. What am I doing? 6. What angle do I have? 6, 1, 14. Is that it? I'm really leaving those up table balls to the end, but I'm not worried about it. Yeah, this is going to be 8, 1, 14, 2, 5. The reason why I'm not worried about it is that 13 on the side rail is my key ball. It's not a great key ball unless you can land perfectly straight in. And because of the location of the 3 up table, I know I can get the cue ball there. That's why I chose this pattern. Not saying it's the best pattern, but that's my reasoning. Oh, okay. So instead of rolling forward to shoot the 2 to the left, I'm going to go around the 2. 2 gets me on the 9. Yeah, and I hit that 2 rails out of the corner. I did not want to get straight. I wanted to make sure I had this angle because it's very controllable to go to the bottom rail and have the cue ball come straight up at that 9. Now I want an angle on this 3. You don't want to get too flat. I'd rather be too thin than too flat on this 3 because I need to move the cue ball and get it straight on the rail next to that 13. As it is, I'm probably at the extreme of where I want to be. I'm pretty thin, but this is what I want. So a little bit of right English, and I'm going to get that cue ball right on the side rail, below the side pocket even, I think. Yeah, good. I got a good line on that ball. Probably 18 inches of travel distance, and I'm straight enough on this to draw back. And I like this because you can get a nice sharp angle on this 15. But that 15 ball is close to the pocket, so it's a high percentage shot. And it kind of looks deceiving when you're down on the shot. It looks like the cue ball might miss the rack. It's not going to miss the rack. You can shoot this hard, like an 8 out of 10. And there's going to be no deflection of the cue ball off the tangent line. And whack. Great break shot. I love that break shot. Now, for the umpteenth time this run, I do not have a break ball. I'm telling you, that is a disadvantage of having a table that opens the balls well. They go too far, and you don't have any break shots. So I'm drawing back here to shoot the 8. I'm going to run into the 11 or the 13 to make a break ball, and I'll have the 2 ball as the insurance back to the right. If I can do that well... What am I doing? I think I'm getting a drink of water and I bumped my camera. If this works well, everything will be open. And clearing those balls up table will be super easy. Okay, so I went into the 11 and that did not work out well. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is where I put all this text on the screen. That could have worked out better, yep. Nice thing is the 2 ball, you just tap it in and you have the 5 and the 9 back to the left. You see how that pair, they both go to the left, but neither one goes to the right. So I'm in the right spot, but I don't shoot it because I want a break ball. I'm trying to bump into the 14 and make a break ball. Had I bumped into the 14 full, I would have had the 7 ball next or the 9-5 combination or the 1 or the 6. Yeah, see, I wanted to hit that 14, make a break ball. That is the difference between a run that continues above 150 and a run that ends at 137. That is the shot, not the shots that I fail at later on in this rack. That's the shot. I had a really, really good opportunity to hit that 14 full and make a break ball. If I had done that, I would have cleared this rack as well. That said, I'm in recovery shot mode. But everything's open except for that 12-14. With a little bit more care, I should have been able to get there. There's my buddy, my co-author of my book, David Sheasley. He just arrived for league night, and he wanted to say hi, and I said, "Get out of here." No, I didn't say it that way. I said, "I'm in the middle of a high run. Let me keep shooting." He was like, okay, I'll leave you alone. All right. So just clearing these balls, and I'm going to make something happen. I think I have to check the rack because when you use those donuts, you're supposed to draw an outline on the table, but I can't draw an outline on the pool halls table. So I'm checking with the rack, the triangle, to make sure that that 10 ball is not, that it's okay to use it, that it's legal to use it as a break shot. Right here, I'm trying to hit the 12, as I say, to make a break shot. And I hit it, and same thing. I think either the 10 and the 14 are too close to the rack. I don't even think I measure them. I can tell they're too close. So what am I going to do now? What I see is that I can shoot the 10. Oh, I'm trying to move the 14 right now. So that's the third chance. Had I hit the 14 full, bing, I would have had a break shot, and I definitely would have had an insurance ball with the 11 on the side. Didn't get there. This is, and I'm going to dedicate some time, I already did, but I'm going to do it some more, into just setting up balls like that shot and the other ones that I've mentioned in this run, where you have to bump it into the side of the rack. Just spend a half hour bumping balls into break ball position. It really helps, and I needed it. So what am I doing here? Oh, I'm committing to the 12. If I get the 12 ball, or the cue ball on the left side of the table, left side as we're looking at it, I can cut the 12 and go into the bottom of the rack, and that's actually a pretty good break shot. Now I have the perfect angle on the 9-5 combo, and the 11's my insurance ball into the side pocket. So I'm taking a good look at it, and I can see that the 9 is kind of a stopper. My cue ball is going to go at that 9. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the cue ball right over there. Then I'll have the 11 in the side. That's my plan. And what happens? What happens is the 9 ball went somewhere unexpected. So when you look at this, I have to go 11, 9, 13, or 11, 13, or I have to go 13 and then get over to the 9 and use the 11. And I decide that's the best because I have a reasonable cut shot. If I come across table, I'll be close to straight in on the 9. I can shoot the 11 in the right side pocket and draw the cue ball down to the left side of the 12. And I just missed the shot. Part of the reason why I missed it is I'm trying to hit it soft enough to stay straight in on the 9. And didn't get there. So that was the end of the run. I'm going to practice on bumping break balls into position. If I continue to use these donuts, I think that's an issue. They separate well, but they separate too well, and you don't end up with any break balls in the rack area. Maybe that was just a coincidence. Maybe that's just what was happening during this run. We'll see. I'm going to keep trying. And I do not want it to be another 6 months before I break 100 again. I want to do it once a week. That's my goal. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try hard. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed that commentary. Thank you for watching. See you next time on Shortstop on Pool. Bye.